Story that's torn the week to shreds, of course. Reluctant to mention it because Chief's here, but Jeff Kennett from Hawthorn and Shane Crawford, before we speak to the Chief about it, I thought was very strong last night.
He was, and Luke Hodge, of course, was on the panel as well, and Hodgie was doing what Hodgie needed to do, just try to be as diplomatic as he possibly could be. He was sort of saying a bit without actually saying anything, and then Shane took up the running. And driving here, I was listening to the news. Dermot Brereton, the revered figure there, was quoted as saying he thought Shane was tongue-in-cheek when he delivered his little tirade. Now, we saw Shane at Channel 9 20 minutes ago, and he had a very nice message for Dermot that we can't repeat.
No, we can't, but you can be the judge because we've actually got a copy of it. It's what Shane said last night.
You can't have a president coming out when you need to be in it as one, when the finals are on, and at the end of the day, he's going off on his own tangent. The players don't like it. The coach doesn't like it. He doesn't need to be put under the pump. And I believe, well, I'll say two words to Jeff if he's watching: shut up.
Do the players actually, because we heard from Campbell Brown also, and he thought the president can say what he wants.
Well, of course he's going to say that, Bill. What are the players going to say? What else are they going to say?
No, but in-house, are we saying, or are you saying that all the players are saying, Jeff, shut up?
Well, Sam Mitchell was quoted. He was public
he was.
as saying that it was hard work. I think Jeff was hard work. So anyway, it's probably irrelevant to the players. One man that can talk openly and freely about it is the man that just... The only time I ever see him just sort of shrink down to a sort of reasonable size and just button up a bit is the football director, Jason Dunstall, who's we just are blessed to have on a Friday night. Chief.
Yes, Gaz.
What's going on with your footy club?
I'm amused that you think it's a big story.
Oh, really?
I'm very amused.
That surprises me.
Well, it happens every few weeks. So why is it such a story this week?
The president singles out sections of a footy department, does he?
Absolutely.
And absolves everyone else.
When
but
the football department, look,
publicly.
Jeff is a very passionate person.
Well, we know that.
And you also know that he communicates regularly with the members.
Yes, he does.
You also know that he wears his heart on his sleeve.
Well,
and you also know he doesn't pull any punches.
And
you also know he's done this before.
Tell us what you really think.
I don't think it makes a difference.
No, it does. We want to know.
It doesn't.
I want to know what you think. I'm asking you.
I'm telling you, I don't think it makes a difference to the players or the coaches because they go about their business as usual.
So you feel very, very relaxed that Jeffrey can come out and single out, say the whole club's running well except the football department.
Well, I think he's just expressing
That's you, by the way.
Yeah.
He's pointing the finger at you, by the way.
What's your role there, Jason?
Yes, he is.
What's your role, please?
You know what my role is, Damon.
You're on the board, but you're head of the football.
No, I'm not head of the football
match committee.
I'm on the board.
My
brief is football, so I'm the football director.
Okay, well,
I sit on match committee.
Let's revisit this paragraph. We need to improve in the football department.
That's you.
That's you. So,
you know what he's saying, Damo?
Totally at you.
It is.
It is.
Oh, if you blokes are going to be facetious.
Answer the question.
You're in charge of that football department.
Damo, don't try and be serious.
No,
again.
you are.
See, you're not doing yourself any justice whatsoever. You know what he's saying? We're not happy in 8th spot. And we're not.
He said more than that.
We're not happy in 8th spot.
Elsewhere in the article.
It's disappointing.
He's not saying that.
What's he saying?
The club is going great. Everything's going really, really well, except the department you head up.
One talked of a crisis.
Because we're not happy being 8th.
Let's read this, Jason. One talked of a crisis at Hawthorn. Well, let me assure you, there is absolutely no crisis at the club. In fact, the club is in very good and a healthy place, with one exception.
Oh, no.
We need to improve in the football department and on the field.
That's you.
Yeah, that's you.
That means...
And I am being serious, because that is you.
But that means we're not happy being 8th, Damo.
What is
but
it?
he's not happy with you. Jeff Kennett, the head of the club, is not happy with you.
I find it funny that he hasn't said anything to me if he's not happy with me.
So
he said it to 54,000 members.
Yeah, but he hasn't said it to me. Don't you think his professional style would mean that if he's not happy with me in particular, he'd probably come and have a chat to me? And in fact, I would say to Jeff, if you're not happy with me, Jeff, I'm happy to step aside.
Oh, and now we're getting...
Absolutely.
Well, maybe he's saying that, and maybe that's what he wants you to do.
I think maybe you are trying to make a story out of nothing.
I'm not, because there has been talk about your future at this club.
Has there?
Yes, there has been.
Who's spoken about it?
You.
Well, let's get it out.
Look at you, folks.
When is your tenure at this...
I've heard it too.
Serious, Chief.
I'm deadly serious.
When will you finish up at this club?
I don't know.
Well, are you up for election at the end of the year?
End of this year, end of next year.
You must know.
End of next year, I think.
So is Jeff. So is Jeff.
Sure, yeah, pretty sure it's end of
so
next
it's
year.
possible. Jeff's leaving at the end of next year.
Yes.
What will you do at the end of next year?
Oh, man, I can't predict what's going to happen in 14, 15, 16 months' time.
I'm not sure you'll make it.
Alistair Clarkson wouldn't be happy with it. How's Alistair?
Again.
Have you spoken to Alistair then?
I speak to Alistair regularly.
And what did he say?
It's water off a duck's back. Because, as I said before, it's not the first time Jeff has spoken about disappointment on the footy field.
What about the captain? He's expressed that he wasn't happy.
No, he has. And I thought that was definitely tongue-in-cheek. If you actually have a look at it, he's laughing while he says half it. He says, look, that's Jeff. We know what he does.
He's hard work.
He said, look, we were outplayed last week.
He
said,
agreed with that.
Well,
he didn't
hard to argue with. He said, were we out-coached? And then he started laughing. He said, I don't know that Jeff spent a lot of time in the coach's box.
Shane Crawford was outspoken last night. You just heard it then.
It's the first time he's ever said something like that, Crawf.
It is. So, obviously, he thinks it's serious enough to put it on the record.
Mate, let's be honest. You blokes sensationalise things a little bit on the footy show.
No, so you're dodging the question.
I'm not dodging the question at all.
Shane was serious.
I haven't spoken to Crawf.
Shane was deadly serious.
He's entitled to be serious. He's entitled to express any opinion he likes, whether we agree or disagree.
So he's got a good feel for the club, you'd say. He's
Has
close
he?
to the players.
Is he?
Very.
What's his hands-on approach at the moment? How's he involved?
Very close to the club.
How's he involved?
He's friends with a lot of those
He
boys.
is.
That makes him very close to the club.
You know he is, and you know that people speak more freely.
We've all got great friends at the club, but he doesn't have a hands-on role, Crawf, but he's entitled to an opinion, as is anyone.
So you're absolutely, completely comfortable to be singled out as doing a poor job?
I don't read it that way. That's a different interpretation.
Well, maybe you should, because I think
maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should read it the way I think it should be read, Damo,
Jim,
and not tumble into flogs.
Okay,
like
what
you
was the
blokes.
club out?
Fair.
Okay, forget Jeff having this opinion. Was the club out coached last week?
I was in the coach's box. See, it's very easy for people to say.
So the only way you can know if a coach is out
If
coached
you
is
keep
if you sit in
asking
the box.
questions and you don't allow me to answer, Damo, it's very difficult.
Okay.
We often use out-coached as an expression. How do you know he's out-coached? Perhaps it was the poor execution of the players. The players don't always do what the coach asks.
So the game
That
plan
happens.
was good?
Sometimes the coaches have this fantastic game plan in place, but it's poorly executed. Now, we sit there and say, oh, gee, he was out-coached because it was executed better by the opposition's players. So let's be very careful when we just say, oh, he was out-coached.
I think the Swans felt they out-coached Hawthorn.
Did they?
Yeah.
Who'd you speak to?
I've spoken to people.
Who?
I'd love
People
to
in
take
the Swans.
chief
Well,
up.
don't just say people. Did
Oh,
you speak to
well,
the?
you know,
Did you
and that's
speak
not
to
a
the Sydney
problem.
coaches, and they
I
said
spoke to people
we
associated with
outcoached them.
Sydney Match Committee.
Look, if you're going to speak so vaguely, Damo,
No,
I don't think you deserve direct answers. You're trying to be controversial here. That's
I'm
fine.
not trying to be
That's fine. But
Your
if you're going
president
to be,
has said
you're going to be,
you were outplayed
if you're
and you're
going to
outcoached.
be, and you're going to continue
Now
to
he's
talk
warming up.
over
Now
me,
he's warming
I will
up.
give you the disrespect you deserve.
He's getting red.
So either ask me a question and let me answer, or don't ask the question. But
Were you
can't have it
out-coached
but-
as a club?
Were you? Yes or no? Yes
I'm
or
sure
no?
I'm sure I just answered that.
So, Jim,
Are you all
yes.
on the same page there? The president, the coach,
Now
and the
Bill's a tackle.
CEO. Because at all the good clubs, you see they're all very tight and they're all on the one page. And obviously,
which clubs are they?
well,
I
let's
think
have a look at the
what
top
Bill's trying to say.
Geelong,
Chief.
Collingwood.
Oh, Bill can't say it?
No, he's sort of. I can see. I know him well. What he's trying to say is the great clubs can disagree behind closed doors violently, but when it comes to
Violently?
when it comes to
open.
the public,
That's what I
it
was
is
gonna
a
say.
very consistent message that is portrayed. Your club, on the other hand, is content, it would seem, to put out distinct messages.
Different.
I think you're drawing a long bow,
Well,
gentlemen.
that's
but
okay.
that's
That's
just
what-
my opinion. And we have different opinions.
We
and,
do.
And you know what? We're entitled to have
And
different
I think
opinions.
we should leave it because Damo's in danger of getting snapped.
Yeah, you might get a clip. And we don't want that.